Welcome to the Sports Podium with Hot Take City and Austin.
Well, boys, I know last week we weren't here. It was Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. The ones that celebrated, I know Mafia's in Canada. He celebrates his Thanksgiving in the middle of the summer for us. But we're back again this week.
Way better time to have Thanksgiving. Way better time to have Thanksgiving.
Just take it easy, pal. All right, take it easy, you Canadian guy. But we're back, boys, and we got a lot of playoff talk. And we're gonna jump right into it. And last week, we were watching these games, and the team that's playing right now that we're gonna talk about first, the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Obviously, both teams are fighting for the playoffs. Chiefs are, trying their hardest to make it with all the tough teams in front of them. But the Cowboys are actually looking good for the playoffs. And, they're winning games that they're supposed to win. And your thoughts on that game last week, first. Start with you first.
It was I know going into the game, I had a lot of hype. It was will this be one of the most watched games on Thanksgiving in a long time? And I think it lived up to the hype. I mean, it was a great game from start to finish. I'm honestly, like you said, that the Cowboys are winning games that they should be winning. I think that they're also winning games that they shouldn't be winning now. I think a lot of people counted them out for this game. And, the Chiefs, maybe part of it is that the Chiefs have lost their luster a little bit, but for years, the Chiefs just pull out these close games and you never really have much of a doubt that they're going to lose. And Patrick Mahomes did everything he could. He had 260 and 4 touchdowns, but Dak is playing really good after that interception. He really recovered well, and he threw for 320 and 2 touchdowns. So I think that they're coming together. I mean, Quinnen Williams has been incredible for them. And their defense is looking a little bit better, and their offense with Pickens and Lamb is looking really good right now. So I think that they're dangerous. I think they still have work to do to make the playoffs. I think tonight's game is really important, but they're going to be scary if they find their way into the NFC playoffs.
Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree there. It was. Especially with the from the Chiefs end, we're so used to seeing them, win these one score games, and we all saw the stats talking about it last week of how they were whatever it was 8-9-0 in these one score games last year, and now it's almost like a reversal of that. So it's just a change of fortunes for them, which is, kind of throwing everybody off because you still want to believe in the Chiefs and you can never count them out until they're out. But I think it was a good win for Dallas, a big win for Dallas for sure. Got them up over 500 now, 6-5-1. So it's a big win for them. They need to, they strung together a couple wins there. They need to kind of keep that rolling there tonight. Doesn't look to be going that well for them tonight, but they have that CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens connection. It's a great wide receiver duo to have, and they've got. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback by any means, but they got a quarterback who can distribute the ball, who knows how to manage a game, and put the ball into the right spots, and they're a good team, man. If they get rolling, they're a good team. They'd be a hard out, but it's going to be a push to get them into the playoffs based on kind of early season struggles, and that one tie with Green Bay might come back to bite them because they'll be a half a game back kind of thing. So I like what I see from Dallas these past couple of weeks, but what they actually are able to do for the season on the whole is going to be come down to these next couple games here.
Caleb?
Yeah, it was a good game. I thought Dallas played good. Javonte Williams did good. CeeDee Lamb did good. Pickens did good. Yeah, and the defense really did play good, and they stopped Mahomes when they needed to. Definitely.
Yep. No, I definitely agree. I mean, like you said, the Cowboys are making the right moves. Obviously, they need to win tonight's game. Tonight's game is big for them, especially against a NFC contender that's going to make the playoffs. And another team that's we thought was on the horizon, and we thought that was going to make the playoffs. The Ravens. They won a couple games straight, and then all of a sudden dropped 32-14 to the Bengals with Joe Burrow's return, first game back since being injured. What are your thoughts on the Ravens here? And we'll start with you, Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Ravens, that's a tough loss. The Bengals defense, we kind of were clowning them, all year about how bad they looked. And, it doesn't matter if you have Joe Burrow or Joe Flacco in at quarterback, that defense is going to be the reason why you lose the games anyways, and like all those kind of jokes and stories were coming out. But for the Ravens to only score, what did they score? 14? Yeah, 14 points against that defense. Like that's rough. And obviously I don't want to shit talk too much the Cincinnati Bengals defense in case we put up a stinker this week too. But Lamar Jackson hasn't really looked like Lamar Jackson these past couple games. I have him on one of my fantasy teams, and I look at because I didn't watch the game, but like I look at the stat line and it's like just 150 passing yards. Like doesn't seem to be any kind of like running game. He's not rushing touchdowns. He's not throwing touchdowns. It just kind of seems to be, a little bit kind of all over the place. Not taking care of the ball. He's had some fumbles.
He ended the game with 246 yards, 1 interception, and 27 rushing yards, and his QBR was 22.2.
Yeah, and that's not what we're used to seeing from.
That's not a vintage Lamar Jackson game for sure.
No, I think on his career he averages like close to 60 rushing yards a game, and he's normally good for a couple passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown as well. So, they just kind of see him a little bit out of sorts. Maybe it's a little bit of him still being injured and still trying to work his way back into, the quarterback that we all know that he is. But they, that injury kind of derailed their season early on, and it's going to be a battle for them to kind of get back into the playoffs. But the good thing is that whole division is kind of bad. So, Cleveland still has a shot at winning the division, so they're still they'll still be in it. They'll be in it right down to the last game, and we'll hopefully for them, Lamar kind of turns it around and gets back to playing like what we're used to seeing.
Hey, first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little shocked by the outcome. The Ravens had, winners of 5 straight. I know Lamar hasn't looked great since coming back from injury. Like the Jets bottled them up pretty good. They kept that game close for a while, and then I think they've had some other close games too. But they started out 1-5. Now that they were 6-5 going into the game, had a lot of momentum, and they just came up flat against a defense that's arguably one of the worst in football. Like Justin Fields put up 39 on this defense. So I just think that, I don't know, something about Joe Burrow coming back, I think just uplifted that entire team and, gave them like a little bit of a boost on both sides of the ball. So I think that the AFC North is really bad this year. Like, the Bengals at 4-8 are 2 games out of first place, and 6-6 is leading the division right now. And the Steelers are falling apart. The Ravens, despite having a bad season so far, by their standards, they still might just walk away with this division if Lamar continues to get healthy. So I think it was a bad game for them, but I think that they're still very much alive for that division. So as long as they can shake this one off and move on to next week, I think they'll be okay.
Caleb,
I couldn't say more better. The Ravens look look bad. Lamar is bad, and yeah. Now, I was just surprising one by the Bengals, definitely. And it's going to be a tough AFC North division.
Yeah, because I mean, technically speaking, all 4 teams are still in, or no, 3 teams are still in the running for that division.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking at the standings for that division, if the Ravens and the Steelers both drop a couple more games and the Bengals win a couple more games, the Bengals could end up winning that division. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if that were to happen. Joe Burrow's back. They got their wide receivers. Like the only weak spot on that team is their whole defense. That whole defense, like we said last week and the week before and the week before that, it's got more holes than Swiss cheese. So we know that. But the problem is with Joe Burrow back at the helm, they're able to score 40 points a game. So they're able to make up that weakness of their defense. So the whole thing about it is, now we were saying a couple weeks ago that the Ravens were on the Steelers' tails for that division, but now the Bengals are on both of their tails to take that division from them if they were to able to win a couple more games. Yeah. And the Ravens and the Steelers lose a couple more games. I know we're in week 14 already, and there's only 4 more weeks left, but anything's possible. I mean, the Ravens are 6-6, and the Bengals are 4-8. So we'll see what happens with that. Another team from last week that's playing tonight as well, back-to-back Thursday games, is the Packers and Lions. The Packers look great. We know they have their hiccups sometimes where they lose games that we don't think they should lose, or their offense doesn't look as explosive as we think that it should, with the amount of rookie or young wide receivers they have on their team. And then we question Jordan Love sometimes, but last year he had matching his career high of 4 touchdown passes in a game, with a win over the Lions to try to lock in that first place for that division. But out of both of these teams here, the Packers and the Lions, and hey, first, we'll start with you first with this question. Who scares you the most?
I think at the moment, I think the Packers scare me a little bit more than the Lions, but I think that the Packers have a higher ceiling than the Lions because I feel like they have such a good defense, especially I know Micah's maybe not having like he's not like a stat sheet stuffer, but he, teams plan for him and everything. And I just think that defense is really good. If Jordan Love plays like he did on Thanksgiving, so, 234 yards, 4 touchdowns, like you mentioned, they can beat anybody in the league easily. Like with a good defense and Jordan Love playing like top 10, top 5 quarterback type football, they are probably, one of the scariest teams in football, if not the scariest. And, they've swept the season series with the Lions now, so that's huge for the division. They play the Bears twice in the next 3 weeks, so that'll kind of determine the fate of the NFC North. So I just think that the biggest issue that the Packers have is inconsistency at quarterback. Like, Jordan Love will have this type of game, and then, this weekend he could have 150 yards and 2 picks and no touchdowns, and then they lose. So I'll go with the Packers to answer your question. If Jordan Love is firing on all cylinders, they could kick the crap out of anybody in the league.
Caleb?
Yeah, the Packers look really good. That was a good game between the Packers and Lions Thanksgiving. That was a good game, and Jordan Love definitely looked good. His wide receivers looked good. Yeah, definitely.
Mafia.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say what Griff commented there. We got the Toyotathon Jordan Love. So he plays good during this month, and we'll see how long that carries on. But he played really well. He's going to play really well. But like Haight first said, it kind of when is that inconsistency going to kind of show up again? If you're looking kind of further down in the playoffs, I don't know how much faith I have in them. I'd say I'm more scared of the Lions because we've seen kind of what they can be and what they could be like, just an absolute like unstoppable, what looks like an unstoppable force, and they just kind of, with that Dan Campbell mindset, they just come and steamroll everybody. And they're kind of one of those teams where it looks like they don't game plan against an opponent. They just play their style of football, and their style of football is hard to stop no matter who you are. So I'd say I'm a little bit more scared of the Lions just because of what we've seen, how we've seen like the way that they can play the game, and kind of the mindset, the toughness, that they play with. It kind of carries well and plays well in the playoffs. That obviously last year is different, but we that kind of style translates well into the postseason. And I think they have one of the best running backs in the league in Jahmyr Gibbs. They probably have the best running back duo with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery as well.
Oh, bro,
and
you're gonna say it right, okay? Sonic and Knuckles, say it right.
Yeah, sure. Sonic and Knuckles, yeah, that's probably the best running back duo in the league, and that's kind of how you win playoff games. I feel like, as much as the league changes, it kind of always stays the same. And in order to win in the playoffs, you need to have a good running game, which they do. We're seeing it tonight. They can put pressure on the quarterback really well. So those kinds of things are what win you games late in the season. And so, I'd say I'm a little bit more scared of the Detroit Lions.
So let's talk about it, right? We talked about it all year long. The Lions lose games when Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't have a good game, right? And we've said this week in and week out, right? 20 carries for 68 yards, no touchdowns. His longest run was 18 yards, and he averaged 3.4 yards a carry. So that's the way to beat the Lions. You stop Jahmyr Gibbs, you beat the Lions. You make Jared Goff beat you with his wide receiver weapons. Now, we'll go to his receiving yards. He only had 18 receiving yards. So that's another reason. Now, I know Jameson Williams, he had 144 yards. I'm not discrediting anything else off of that team. All I'm saying is if you slow down Jahmyr Gibbs, that is your best shot to beat the Lions. As
a Jameson Williams fantasy owner, he's the most frustrating player in the league to have. He goes 26 one game, 0 the next game, 26 the next game, 0. It's inconsistent at best. The throwing with the Detroit throwing the football, so it's inconsistent to say the least.
I think Amon-Ra got hurt pretty early on in that game, so I think Williams kind of step in.
He did get hurt, and we'll do the whole injuries suck, and it does hurt your team a little bit and stuff like that. But in football, it's always the next man up mentality, and obviously they had Williams, take that role, obviously, but it wasn't enough to beat the Packers. And they didn't utilize Gibbs. It starts with Gibbs. I don't care what anyone says. That offense is through Gibbs. Gibbs is the main piece on that offense. So if you can slow down Gibbs, you can beat the Lions. Whether they're at home, whether they're on the road, you stop Gibbs, you beat the Lions. It's just that simple. Moving on to another wishy-washy team, because I really don't know if I can consider them a top threat in the NFC right now. They had this whole Bears and Eagles alliance, and they were celebrating that they beat all these NFC East teams, and the Eagles beat all these NFC North teams, and come Friday, Black Friday, the Bears beat the Eagles 24-15, right?
Yeah.
And Eagles fans were like, oh, this and that and excuses and blaming the OC. And this is the most wishy-washy team I've seen all NFL season. So here we are again after the Eagles lose 2 back-to-back games, talking about the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And are they a threat to the NFC? Mafia?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're always going to be a threat in the NFC for sure. They, we were just talking about Jordan Love being inconsistent, and I think Jalen Hurts can be a little inconsistent as well. It's kind of crazy because you'll look at his stat line and be like, oh, he was 19 for 34, 230 yards and 2 touchdowns, and you'll be like, okay, so that's a pretty good game. But when you're watching the game, it's like he's missing throws that he shouldn't miss. There's that one clip that like the one guy was cutting across the middle and he missed, but like Dallas Goedert was wide open right down the middle of the field for a touchdown. He just makes some plays that you would expect him to not make those mistakes, but then he'll have games where he can throw for 4 touchdowns and get a couple rushing as well. So I think as far as the roster goes, like top to bottom, they have one of the better ones in the league, probably the best with what their offensive line is. Saquon Barkley, having an off season, but he's still Saquon Barkley in my opinion. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and that defense is looking pretty good. They have some issues in their secondary, but I think overall they're as stacked of a roster as you can ask for in the NFL, and I think they're a good team. They just I think they just kind of laid an egg against that last game against the Bears.
Hey, first.
I agree with Mafia where it would be silly to count them out. I mean, they clearly know how to win. Like, they're the defending champions, and they pretty much brought back the same team as last year, except for the coordinators. But however, they have looked odd all year. Barkley doesn't look like himself. Like he probably had like 1,500 yards at this point in the season last year. Now he's struggling to get 100 yards in a game. What I find funny is that, and a little bit weird, is that whenever AJ Brown has a good game, I feel like they lose. But whenever they don't target him, they look better and they win games against good teams, because they have had a pretty hard schedule this year, and they're still 8-4 after it all. And I just think this was just a straight up, like, the Bears just bullied them for 60 minutes on Friday. You had Monangai had 130 rushing yards, and Swift had 125 rushing yards. Like, Caleb Williams maybe had to make like 2 passes the entire game that mattered. And they just, I feel like I've heard things about the Eagles front, like, oh, like they have a wall up front, and I didn't see it that game. I feel like every single rushing play that the Bears ran was going for like 1st and 10. It was 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1, and they just had no problems at all gashing that front. So I think that the Eagles are a flawed team right now, but I do think that if they can figure out whatever issues they have and kind of right the ship, I think that they can, still be a threat in the NFC.
Caleb?
Yeah, they looked at the opponent. The Eagles do, and they need to let Saquon does not look. He looked worse than last year. He had like a lot of yards, and he's struggling to get 100 per game, and they're not winning games. Then yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, all of y'all said it. Barkley is obviously the main point of that game, of that offense, and they're not utilizing him like they did last year. Obviously, we knew he was going to take a step back and not be as effective as he was last year. But the thing about it, though, is they're not utilizing him at all. And that offensive coordinator is just not making plays for him to get the ball. And, they're not running the ball as much as they did last year. And it's very disappointing, honestly, because, as a Giants fan, yeah, I've said things about Barkley, but, but as a football player, he's one of the top running backs in the league. You understand what I'm saying? So why not utilize him and use him as best as you possibly can? And they're literally not doing that at all. And it's driving Eagle fans crazy, and it's driving, sport fans insane because, you're not utilizing your best weapon on your team, so
I feel like but Bills fans are guilty of this as well. We've been doing it this year to our offensive coordinator as well. But to Hate First's point, the offensive coordinator wasn't allowing Monangai to run all over them, and wasn't allowed. It's not the offensive coordinator's fault that Chicago Bears controlled that whole entire game running the ball. That's defensive coordinator. That's defensive players' execution. He draws up a play, Dallas Goedert wide open, or Devontae Smith wide open, and Jalen Hurts misses. A lot of it is on player execution as well. So, Bills fans, we definitely are guilty of it as well. We just blame Joe Brady for everything, and, Brandon Beane for the stuff that we don't blame Joe Brady for, rather than hold some of the players accountable. So there's lots of that going on as well. It's easy to blame the offensive coordinator, sure, change the offensive coordinator, whatever. But I'm sure he's done things that are worthy of all the hate that he's getting. But lots of it is on, the players actually executing the plays that are called, and defense stepping up. That the defense not being able to stop the run has nothing to do with the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I know Mafia was drawing a parallel there, but to take it a step further, have you or any other Bills fan egged the offensive coordinator's house because of the maybe subpar play calling? I feel like the Eagles fans just always take it a step too far, and your team's the defending champions, and the very next year, while you're still defending your title, you're egging your coordinator's house. Like, that's just like typical, lowest of the low that you see from some of these Eagles fans.
Listen, everyone's gonna have their fans that are gonna be the low of the lows, and we can point out all different types of different fan bases of lows, but to be unhappy about your team after winning a championship and you still have a winning record is a little crazy. I mean, as a Jets fan, as a Giants fan, we know misery. We know what it feels like to go 2-10 in the season. At this point in stage, like, it's just bad. But the fact that you're upset that you're losing games that you should be winning when you still have a winning record and you're still first in the division and your chances of making the playoffs is at least 75%. Like, you shouldn't be mad about that. You shouldn't be mad at all about that.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, it's just how I look at it. So, moving on to another team from last week that we need to talk about. What about the Jags, man? First in the division. We talked about it all year. They were wishy-washy. Now they're first in the division. They got a big matchup against the Colts coming up. Are we worried about them, or that's just another team that, doesn't throw a threat in the AFC side? Mafia?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this season, especially on the AFC side, it's anybody's week at any time any team can win. So just on that fact, we should all be afraid of any team that's in the AFC in the playoff picture, because any week somebody's, these teams that you don't think are going to win a game that they shouldn't, and that's it's crazy the start that Indy has started off with, and they came out of the gates and everyone's like, what the hell is this? Like, where did this come from? This is the best team this is the best team in the NFL, blah, blah, blah. And now Jacksonville's tied with, caught up to them already and, passed them for first in the division. Like, none of it makes sense, especially in the AFC. So yeah, I think just by default, you have to kind of be scared of every single team in the AFC because we don't know what we're getting every single week.
Hey, first.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars are ultimately going to win that division. I think that the Colts are sliding a bit right now. Obviously, this weekend is a tremendous game to kind of determine how that division is going to shake out. I feel like early on in the year, Trevor Lawrence struggled a lot, and they were winning games despite his play, or in spite of his play. But he's, he hasn't had like a 400-yard game or anything, but he's kind of limiting his mistakes. He didn't have a turnover in this game. I know it was the Titans, but still, like he protected the football, had 2 touchdowns, had 230 yards. So he's been getting better. I think Jacoby Myers was a great pickup for them at the trade deadline. I think, he had six catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. So I think that's his best game as a Jaguar. I could be wrong there. They have their tight end, Brandon Strange, is looking better each week. And they have a really good defense. So I think that they're a scary team. I think that they're ultimately going to win that division. I think that they're going to beat the Colts this weekend. So yeah, I think that they're definitely a threat in the AFC, but I think that they'll just be a scary playoff opponent for some of these better teams, but I don't see them having a shot at representing the AFC or anything like that.
Caleb?
Yeah, they definitely look good. In my year, they didn't have Travis Hunter. I think he's out for the year. Yeah, and they got Jacoby Myers and their tight end. They're looking really good. And their running back, Indiana, he's looking pretty good too.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. Travis Hunter was a big loss to them, especially on the defensive side.
And offensive side too.
They made up for it by trading for Jacoby Myers a little bit on the offensive side, but that defensive side is a little bit hurting, especially in the CB position. But honestly, man, we've seen them go to the playoffs and lose games and win games that we didn't expect them to win and lose. But honestly, the Colts are a team that is slipping, and they lose a couple more games here, and the Jaguars run away with that division. Daniel Jones is going back to his old ways of the Giants Daniel Jones that we all know and seen in the past. And in your thoughts, guys, what's going on with the Colts here? And Kayla, we'll go with you first. What do you think is wrong with the Colts? Caleb?
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with the Colts. They're looking good.
Nothing wrong with them at all, you don't think?
Yeah, I don't think so. And I think I saw CD got hurt just now.
Oh, he did. Helmet off.
Yeah, I think, yeah, he's going to the locker room.
Mafia, thoughts on the Colts?
Yeah, I mean it's tough to judge Daniel Jones' performance when he's playing on whatever a broken bone in his leg. It's tough to to say if he's playing well or not. He didn't look that great because he is battling that injury. But I think kind of the book is out on how to stop the Colts, and the teams that have beaten them have all stopped Jonathan Taylor. That's it's not an easy task, but if that's like we were saying about the Detroit Lions with stopping Jahmyr Gibbs, if you can contain Jonathan Taylor, you're gonna beat them. Every team that's beaten them has held him in check. So that's kind of the main thing. for them is getting him involved, making sure he gets the ball a lot, in all kinds of situations, getting him involved in the run game and or passing game and stuff like that as well is huge. Is huge for that team, because Daniel Jones, like you said, we're seeing the New York Giants version of Daniel Jones. So they need to get the ball into Jonathan Taylor's hands as often as possible, and I feel like they're kind of not doing that, and that's kind of the reason why they've been losing some of these games.
Hey, first.
Yeah, I think that the Colts have some issues. I think that Daniel Jones clearly, I think it was a good story. Like Indiana Jones, like he looked great. I think they're off to 7-1 start. Yeah, and Griff with the stat there, pretty much what Mafia was saying. Like if you can keep Taylor in check, then you pretty much have the formula to beat the Colts. But I do think that leg injury is hampering Daniel Jones. Credit to him for playing through it, but he had one rush for 1 yard. Like when we saw Daniel Jones at his best when the Giants made the playoffs that 1 year, he was a dual threat quarterback. He could burn you at any time with his legs if the play blew up. So I think the one rushing yard and he only had one attempt is definitely telling that maybe that fracture in his fibula, I think it is maybe it's bothering him a little bit. I just also think that Sauce Gardner got hurt early on in the game against the Texans. I don't think he's going on IR, but I think he is going to miss a couple weeks with like an ankle sprain. So I think the defense is one of their strong suits as well. And you lose the guy that you just traded a lot of capital for a bit. So I think that they're 1-3 in their last 4 games. So I think that they need to figure it out quick, how to turn this around and how to maybe get the most out of Daniel Jones while he's dealing with this injury. So I think that they got some issues and they got to fix it fast, especially with the huge division game this weekend.
Well, you got the Jaguars at 8-4. You got the Colts at 8-4. And the team that everyone counted out after 3 weeks, the Houston Texans, at 7-5. So we all knew this division was going to be a toss-up. We just didn't know how and which way it was going to be a toss-up. But out of those three teams, which team would you be more worried about in the playoffs?
Definitely Colts.
Mafia?
For me, it'd be the Houston Texans. I think that defense is scary good. It's maybe I still have PTSD from that game that we played against them. But that Texans defense is scary, man. And the old saying, the best offense is a good defense. So they have a really, really good defense. Tough to move the ball on them. They can get pressure on the quarterback. They can take the ball away. So for me, it's the Texans. They also feel like they're, I like their head coach, DeMeco Ryans. I like kind of the mentality, the attitude that they play with. CJ Stroud seems like he's kind of coming back after a down year last year. He seems to kind of be finding his stride a little bit in the league. And I think they need help in the running game, but they have Nico Collins, who's a good wide receiver. I think based just strictly on that defense, I'd say Houston Texans.
Hey, first.
Yeah, I would agree. I know a few minutes ago I said that I think that the Jaguars are going to win that division. I do think that they're going to win the game this weekend. The Texans did beat them earlier in the year. I know Davis Mills led a comeback against them, so I kind of forgot about that. I think the Jaguars have the best chance at winning the division, but if the Texans find a way to sneak into the playoffs, whether that's the wild card or if they can, climb up and win the division, I don't think any team is going to want to play them. Even if, CJ Stroud hasn't looked like rookie year CJ Stroud in a while. Like they were suffocating teams with Davis Mills at quarterback on defense and making Davis Mills' job pretty easy. Giving him shorter fields, forcing turnovers. They sacked Allen what it felt like 20 times in that game. And Allen's a guy who doesn't go down easily. He can normally escape trouble, but they were collapsing the pocket in like record time. So I think that they're the team where if they find a way to sneak into the playoffs, like whoever gets matched up against them is, gonna hate that, and they're gonna struggle. So,
wait, you ready for this?
Pretty scary.
You ready for this? Texans' last 5 games. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs, Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers, ends with the Colts. Right? Colts, last 5 games. Jaguars, Hawks, Niners, Colts, Texans. Jaguars, Texans.
That's brutal.
Very brutal. Ready for the Jags? Final 5 games? Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans.
The Texans have the easiest schedule there.
So, Jaguars and the Colts dropped 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Texans could very easily slide up and steal that division from them.
Definitely.
So
yeah, they can. They can.
It's gonna be a tight race to the end, and obviously, we're here for it.
Texans have I think they have a shot to. Is it this weekend?
They play the Chiefs.
They have a shot to end the Chiefs season this weekend, because if the Chiefs fall to 6-7, I don't think they make the playoffs at 10-7 with all the tiebreakers.
Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, with all the tiebreakers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Jaguars have the tiebreaker over them. The Texans would then have the tiebreaker over them if they beat them.
Yeah.
The Bills have the tiebreaker over them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bills too.
We just had to throw that in there, huh?
Hey, we never talk about the Bills around here, so.
Yeah, we never talk about the Bills. No, you're right. Never talk about the Bills. A couple more games from last week that I want to talk about before we move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers with the upset over the Rams. Panthers are now in first place of that division. Yeah, I think so, aren't they?
I think the Bucs have a tiebreaker. But I think
Well, no.
Oh, the Bucs are half game ahead.
Yeah, the Bucs don't the Bucs have their bye this week, or the Panthers have their bye this week? Something.
The Panthers do. The Bucs are 7-5, and the Panthers are 7-6.
Yeah. So, well, they're at least tied for first. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
With that win over the Rams, though, that helped them tremendously a lot. And what do you think happened in that game there? And Mafia, we'll start with you.
Well, like we said, this is kind of the season where any team can win on any given Sunday. I had the Rams. I thought the Rams, they looked like the class of the NFC. They were my, after watching them play a couple games this year, I'm like, these guys are going to the Super Bowl. They were, I thought they were a really good team. Carolina seems, to kind of come out of nowhere and just,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I trust anything about Carolina, because, like, to be honest, I've only watched them play against Buffalo that one game. So, I don't know what to make of the Carolina Panthers. I don't have any faith in Bryce Young as a quarterback. I don't really, I feel like they had Rico Dowdle going early in the season, and I feel like they kind of went away from that and are kind of now trying to split it with Chuba Hubbard a little bit, but I feel like they need to just go back to Rico Dowdle, a lot of Rico Dowdle. But yeah, I think it's just a weird game. I think Stafford had some turnovers that he normally doesn't have, and you don't really expect that from him. So I don't think it's the end of the world for the Rams. But yeah, good. It's a good win for the Patriots or Panthers.
Yeah, we won't be talking about that game. So keep that game in your back pocket there, bud. Yeah. So, Kate first.
Yeah, I feel like every time we talk about the Panthers on this show, I can't help but think of when a few shows ago when I said that they might not win a game the rest of the season. They've proven me wrong there. I think that the biggest thing for the Panthers in this game is that they went out and took that game from the Rams. Stafford had gone. I think he threw a touchdown, and I think he broke Brady's record for most touchdowns without an interception in a row. And then they immediately picked him off twice. One of them was a pick six. And then when the Rams kept taking the lead, and the average viewer probably thinking like, all right, like they got the lead back, it's over for the Panthers. The Panthers had 2 touchdowns on 4th down plays that were very risky, like very roll the dice type plays, and they both paid off, and they caught the Rams sleeping on both plays and regained the lead on both plays. And then I think they forced a fumble on the last drive when Stafford was trying to tie it up or win the game. So I think it was tremendous win for them. Obviously, I think it puts them like on par with the Buccaneers now. If the Buccaneers lose, then they're tied. But they're still keeping pace, like they're in the playoff hunt, and good for them. But like Mafia said, I have zero faith in Bryce Young as a quarterback. I think I don't think he's very good. I think Rico Dowdle's very good. And I think that they have some good receivers. I think Ted McMillan is making a strong case for offensive rookie of the year. And I think that their defense is opportunistic. I think with the pick six on Stafford, that certainly helped them. So, they're fun team. They win some big games that they shouldn't. They lose some games. And I think the Rams will be fine. I still think the Rams are the favorite in the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, in the whole AFC, in the whole NFC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're the best team in the NFC.
Killer, what are your thoughts on the Panthers?
I thought the Rams were going to win that game for sure, but the Rams choked. They definitely choke, and it's looking like they're going to choke away their first seed in the AFC West.
Yeah, I mean, you got all 3 teams are 9 wins and the 3 losses, and the Niners have 4 losses. So I mean,
I know, yeah, they
can't be losing any more games if they want to hold that number 1 seed in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know the Seahawks, they destroyed the Vikings. We know what the Vikings are now. The Bills and Steelers. Obviously, we know the Bills are chasing the Patriots in that division, trying to catch up to them. I know the Bills needed a favor from another New York team, which didn't happen. And I do apologize on the Giants' behalf, Mafia. We couldn't get that done for you this past week. But, the Bills, I do want to talk about the Bills, though, for a second, Mafia. And I want your honest opinion on this. And they're very wishy-washy in certain things, right? And some games, when I watch the Bills, they look very elite and very ecstatic. And they look very, well-oiled and put together. But then some weeks, like, against the Texans, against the Dolphins that week, they just lose all track of football sense. So what changes from week to week? Obviously, I know the team, the scheme, they work on different things, but it shouldn't change the basic of how the Bills play. So what changes from week to week?
Yeah, I mean that's the $1 million question in Buffalo right now. You know, like I said, Detroit kind of plays their style of football, and it doesn't matter what their opponent is doing; they're playing their style. That's what the Detroit Lions do, and they're good at doing that. And I think Buffalo needs to do a little bit of that too. I think sometimes they get too caught up in their game plan and you know, how do we attack this team and what's the weakness here and what can we expose. Just play your style of football, and then I feel like you'll be a little bit less inconsistent. And what we see with Buffalo has been consistent for the past couple of years now is playing down to their opponents. But also when they play they play up to good opponents and they play down to bad opponents. That's how you get an inconsistent team. And if you look at the Bills last couple games, they've beaten Kansas City, they've lost to Miami, then they went and beat Tampa Bay, then they lose to Houston, and now they beat Pittsburgh. That is the definition of inconsistency. And I feel like the main problem there is coaching. Like I said, anytime I feel like me personally, anytime your team is this inconsistent, it's a coaching problem. It's your coaches not getting the teams set at the right time to be ready to play, and with the right scheme, the right play calls, the right everything, the right players in place, everything. For me, it's a coaching failure, and that's why we see this inconsistent team. As far as the game on Sunday against Pittsburgh, this is what we should be doing every single week. I don't care who's lined up against us. We were missing both of our tackles this game, and we set a record for rushing yards in Pittsburgh for a visiting team. You know, that is something that we can do every single week, is we can go in and we can run the ball. Doesn't matter what our team looks like. We should be able to do that against everybody. You know, and we don't. You know, I feel like we've seen the Tampa Bay game where we can put the whole game on Josh Allen's shoulders and he'll go out there and score 6 touchdowns. And, you know, that's one way that we can win. It's much easier. It's much more consistent. It's much more reliable to have a running game that'll get you 150, 200 rushing yards a game and a couple touchdowns. And you go out there, dominate time of possession, dominate the field position, dominate everything else about the game, and you just handle your business and win. And I feel like that's what they need to do rather than trying to get too cute with it. We've seen Sean McDermott say a bunch of times this year, we were too cute, all this kind of stuff. Just go out there, play bully ball. That's what we do best. Just go out there and do it. It doesn't matter who we're up against.
So week in and week out, you don't care who touches the ball. You want to see the same style of play week in and week out. Yeah,
100%. We don't have a wide receiver that you can rely on. Josh Palmer.
Is it you don't have a wide receiver you can rely on, or is it that Josh Allen doesn't trust his wide receivers? Which one is it?
It's we don't have one that you can rely on. Josh Palmer was our big offseason acquisition. He's missed 50% of the games. Keon Coleman's supposed to be was our big our number one draft pick. I still love him. I love him.
That's homegrown.
But
that's a homegrown boy. Easy. Easy.
But he is not. I love him. I love the person that he is. I don't love the football player that he is. You know, we saw him get a touchdown against Pittsburgh, but you know, that was kind of late in the game, garbage time. And Khalil Shakir, he's great. He's a reliable guy who can catch the ball, but he cannot be your wide receiver one on your team. He's too small. He's too much of a slot guy and a screen catching guy. We don't have a true wide receiver one. So we need to do what we did on Sunday against Pittsburgh, and that's how we win games, is relying on, I don't care if it's James Cook, Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, Josh Allen running the football. We need to be a running team.
Hey, first, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Mafia's point about the Bills. Like, strangely, like, I feel like they took a page out of the Chargers book where they just like fluctuate to their opponent. Like if they're playing the team like the Chiefs, they will look awesome. If they're playing a team like the Buccaneers, Josh Allen will go out and get you 6 touchdowns and look dominant. But then you play like the Texans, who, you know, like we said, have an elite defense, but like just Josh Allen couldn't get anything going that game, and you know that he got swallowed up. And then you go out against Pittsburgh, and you know James Cook has rushes the ball 32 times for 100 and almost 150 yards. I do think that James Cook, as good as Josh Allen is, James Cook needs to be, you know, maybe not the focal point, but he needs to be heavily involved in every game, whether, you know, in some capacity. Not taking anything away from Josh Allen, but that involving James Cook just opens things up that much more for Josh Allen and for some of these receivers that maybe aren't number one material. He'll be able to get them the ball if the front seven is scared of James Cook breaking out a run. So I do think that that's the plan, is that they, you know, kind of look like the Lions, where, have a good rushing attack, and then, you know, use the play action to kind of get some of these, you know, lesser wide receivers the ball. And I think that would be a good plan for them. But like Mafia said, like they try to do the Belichick thing, where they try to find the weak point of the team that they're playing and expose it and you know, make center their game plan around it. And they do a bad job of it sometimes.
Philip?
Yeah, now that the Bills look good, the Steelers defense is so bad, bro. They are so terrible. And their offense is even worse. They cannot score more than the point they had in the first half. In the second half, and the defense, they let the Bills run over them on defense. So definitely, yeah. And they need to be a running team, not a receiving team, the Bills. So I don't think they have a true number one receiver, the Bills.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw this thing from Dan Orlovsky talking about the Steelers. Their defense leads the league for most amount of snaps on the field, and their offense is last place amongst in the NFL. Their offense is last place for snaps on the field. That's a recipe. That's a recipe for disaster. Your defense is on the field more than any other team, and your offense is on the field less than any other team. So,
you know what the crazy part is? You know what the crazy part is? They still have a chance to be the number one seed in that division. That's the crazy part. I promise you, if Tomlin doesn't get fired after this season, I'll be very surprised. Very surprised. Because here's the thing. Year in and year out, yes, he's had a winning record since he took over, right? I'm not disagreeing that, you know, but year in and year out, you know, you're 1 or 2 in that division. You just miss the playoffs, or you make the playoffs and then you lose. Like, you don't see no improvement. Yeah. You don't see no improvement or no upgrade on the team itself. Like, it's just same thing in week out, year in, year out. Like, it's just no, you know, boost. It's no nothing to it. So, you know, Sam, welcome to the show, brother. You know, so Tomlin, you know, being the head coach for so long and always having a winning record, but, you know, not so much doing anything with that team. Like, they haven't gone past the first round in how many years? You know, they played this quarterback carousel for so many years after Big Ben left. You know, now they're going for another aging quarterback in Rodgers. Like, when is it time to, you know, upgrade that? Hey, first, I think Sam's trying to get your attention. When are they going to go and get their quarterback and just be done with it and, you know, build around a true quarterback instead of trying to play this quarterback carousel? So honestly, I think personally, you know, Tomlin does need to be fired after this year.
He definitely does. Yep.
So that's just on me.
It's the you know, what's the definition of insanity? Is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. At some point, you know, I feel the same thing about Buffalo a little bit too. You know, at some point you just got to make a change, because you're just rinse and repeat every single season, and that gets old real quick. And, you know, I'd be, like you said, I'd be shocked if Tomlin is still the coach there next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we'll have to see, but I personally think he should be fired after this year. That's just me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's not a knock against him either. Like I feel like he'd be the first head coach to be hired, to a different team.
I'd
but
take
I
him
think
on the Giants. I'd take him on the Giants. You go back to your hole you just had. Okay.
Hey, first, he's being mean again. Hold me through the wall.
Don't come on the show trying to steal my future head coach.
Girlfriend. It's mine. He's mine. Are we gonna do Brandy Monica? I'm so down.
But like you said, Mafia, I personally do think that he does get hired right away. Like he's just, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. It's not a knock on him at all. But I don't think the Steelers organization wants to move forward with him and deal with what he's been giving them year in and year out. So we'll see what happens.
Things get stale too in the NFL. Some things just get repeated over and over and over again, and it just doesn't work anymore for whatever reason.
It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it's time to go. I mean, Pete Carroll was at with the Jets, couldn't make it work, goes to the Seahawks, it works there. So you just don't. I think it was the Jets anyway. I can't remember, but these things happen. It's just how it is.
Yeah, if only I saw OTL tweet the other day, like ripping his hair out about Rodgers, and I was like, I responded to him and said, if only there was another team that signed him not long ago and gave you a sample size of what 40-year-old Rodgers.
Yeah, but we're the Steelers. It's different. It's different.
Yeah, but okay. He went to a Steelers team that traded for DK and expected to play with DK and George Pickens until they turned around and traded George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
Then, Caleb Johnson was supposed to be the next best thing, and that was a complete fail. And then that defense was supposed to be top-tier defense with a couple of the signings they had in the offseason, and that was a fail. So is it solely on Rodgers?
I mean, nothing is solely on him, really. Look,
I don't think it was
the whole team wonky.
Yeah, it wasn't solely on him on the Jets either. Like he had a decent year. I think he had like 28 touchdowns and 11 picks, but it just didn't translate to winning football. Like he couldn't go out and win us a game, like and lead a game-winning drive when it mattered.
That's the problem with Rodgers now is he's not the quarterback that we all loved a few years ago in Green Bay. He's not going to
really love him though.
He's not going to go out and win you a game.
I did. I thought he was amazing.
I'm not saying his skills wasn't amazing. I'm saying, did we really love him though while he was in Green Bay?
Yeah,
I did. I enjoyed. Yeah,
just asking.
Oh, okay. Cool. Hot take. I love you more if that's what you're trying to get at.
No, it's not what I was getting at.
Okay, all right. I just want it's cool.
I'm saying we haven't seen a vintage. Ever since he left Green Bay, we haven't seen a vintage Roger. Like we haven't seen we haven't seen the double check. We haven't seen the trash talk. Like we haven't seen that vintage Rodgers that we're so used to in Green Bay.
Not gonna.
Well, then maybe it's time to hang up the boots, bud.
I think
Definitely.
so.
Or go to a team that is fully loaded and mentor some of these young kids that that need mentoring. Like, my personal opinion.
He can go to Tennessee and mentor Cam Ward.
Okay.
and take Tomlin with him.
You should mentor.
Sure. Yeah. Just everybody, somebody, bring your duct tape and a bucket. We're gonna have a great time.
He should mentor Jackson Dart and say, if you want to play in this league for as many years as I did, stop taking traumatic hits to the head.
Well, first of all, he can't be mentoring no one when this last game he broken nose and blood everywhere. Like, stop. You can't be mentoring anyone with that. Like, what? He's playing with a broken wrist. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
He's been in the league 20 years. Jackson Dart, as a Giants fan, you
why
want
does
him
Sam
around.
come on the show and then you just why does Sam come on the show and you just become an instant Giant hater? Like what? Like, did you need backup?
Who doesn't like attention? I mean, come on.
Like, did you need the backup to like just start clowning on the Giants because you know Sam is going to join you?
Did you not see the script? I'm sorry, my bad. I thought I emailed it to everybody.
He's the franchise cornerstone going for you. You gotta protect him.
Yeah, of course. I'm not disagreeing with you, but like, why did this come out now? Like,
I saw an opportunity. I saw an opportunity and I took it.
I told you earlier. I said
The
that
Lannisters send their
I told you
regards.
earlier that Giants Patriots game we weren't talking about. We were tucking that in our back pockets and not talking about the game.
Fair enough.
Hey, well, since you brought it up, we might as well talk about it now, and then we'll move on to the next week. You know, but hey, first you're completely right though, and and it's something that he's gonna have to adjust to, right? And it's something that he's gonna have to learn how to either go out of bounds or slide, or not take so many hits, right? And we've seen quarterbacks do that. We've seen them adjust.
Yep.
We've seen them try to do their best. Now, sometimes it happens. You can't control it, right? You take hits, right? But as a quarterback, you should always protect yourself first. We've seen Jaden Daniels from last year to this year. I know he's hurt this year off of just a normal tackle, but from last year to this year, at the beginning of the season of this year, he wasn't taking as many hits. He was running out of bounds. He was avoiding the hits that he took from the year before. So it's possible to adjust. You just have to put yourself in that position to learn how to adjust from taking hits. It is a contact sport, so you're going to get hit. But to get hit on 80% of your runs is a little, overdoing it because, you are a quarterback. You don't have, the pads that, wide receivers have that normally take hits or linemen that take hits. Once you get hit like that, the first thing they're going to do is test you for a concussion. I mean, the kids had 6 concussions already, supposedly, according to the news this year.
Concussion, like checked for concussion 6 times or
Yeah.
six concussions?
No, 6, like checked for 6 times concussions because of the amount of hits he's had. And I think he's had 3 concussions. He was in 3 concussion protocols in the games he's played this year. So, I mean, you are right, though. I wasn't disagreeing with you at all. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a learning experience for him and learning how to adjust to not take hits. You know what I mean? Or you can be like Cam Ward and just get sacked. It's no big deal. But the opposite side.
Come on, and everybody's a Titans.
Yes. But on the other side of that, and as both of y'all have in the Patriots in your division, is it bringing back the 2000 vibes for y'all?
No.
No, this is there. I'm one of those guys who jumped on the schedule excuse for the Patriots. I think that the Bills was their, one of their better wins. I forget who else. They beat one other good team. I'm drawing a blank. But,
well, you already know I got the schedule up. So we'll
who did they play last week before the Bills? Oh no, it was the
Jets.
Bengals,
the Jets, the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. The Buccaneers and the Bills are their best wins this year, and the rest of the games are against like bottom feeders. So I think Drake May is as good as advertised. I do think he's a very good quarterback, and he's going to continue to get better. But they're not really that battle tested, in my opinion. And I think that they're going to make the playoffs. They might even get the 1 seed. But I just don't think that they're going to come ready for the playoff environment because they're going to be playing all teams that are, above average. And I think a lot of their schedule has been against below average teams.
Well,
so
let's look at it. You ready? Week 1, they lost to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Week 2, they beat the Dolphins.
Yep.
Okay.
Week 3, they lost to the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Week 4, they beat the Panthers. Week 5, they beat the Bills. Week 6, they beat the Saints. They beat the Titans. They beat the Browns. They beat the Falcons. Beat the Bucks, the Jets, the Bengals, and then the Giants. So out of all of those teams, okay, I'll give them 2 good wins.
Yeah, the Bucks and the Bucks and
the Bills. So you might be right.
The rest of the teams, I think the rest of those wins are literally the top 10 in the draft order. It might just be.
Fuck it. I'm jumping on the schedule excuse too.
That's the advantage of playing a fourth. They were the 4th place team in our division last year. You played the 4th place teams in every other division. Buffalo finishes first in their division, so they play the 1st place teams in the other divisions when we go. That's why our schedules are a little different. Ours is still relatively easy, but I don't think that anybody is scared of going into Foxborough to win a playoff game yet. Nothing against Drake May. I think Drake May is great. He should be in MVP conversations. He's doing great. All that stuff, good. Well coached. I really like Mike Vrabel as a coach.
Imagine someone kept him.
I think his time in Tennessee was up. I think that's kind of similar to what we were just talking about.
Shut up.
I think it's kind of similar to what we were talking about with Tomlin. I think his time was up in Tennessee, and it was time for both sides to kind of move on from that situation. But I think they're a well-coached team. They get great, special teams play. They get good defense. But I like I said, I don't think if Kansas City sneaks into the playoffs, I don't think they're worried about having to go beat Drake May in the playoffs. I don't think that's a concern. It's not a concern. I don't think the Bills are that scared of having to go into Foxborough to win a game in the playoffs. I don't think.
Will we find out this week or next week?
The week after, whatever. I don't know. It's coming. It is coming up soon.
No, it's this week.
No, we're playing the Bengals this week, and then we go to it's Patriots on the road.
The resurgent Bengals this week.
I'm saying this Sunday is what Sunday?
We're playing the Bengals this week.
Oh, the Patriots on a bye this week. That's what's throwing me off. That's what's throwing me off. Okay.
I was like, what am I missing?
Yeah. Bro, ESPN doesn't give you the bye week.
I know. It's dumb.
I had to look at the date and realize that it's the following week.
Yeah, I get it.
So we'll find out next week.
Yeah,
when
big game.
When the Bills go into Foxborough. So
I'll be ready for it.
But Sam,
even at that, like a divisional round playoff game is different than what's going to be next week in Fox. Like, I just think it's a whole different thing altogether for that whole Patriots team. Even though they're playing well right now, I just think playoff time is different for every team that's involved in it. So it doesn't really matter what happens next week. It's going to be it's a whole different team. It's a whole different feeling around it. There's different attention. There's different. You're playing different. Sometimes you're playing on Saturdays, which is a little different. All the media attention is on you, which is different. Mm-hmm. It's Drake May's first time in a playoff game. That's going to be different for him. Like, there's just lots of stuff that he'll get there, but I don't think it's going to happen in his first try doing it.
So, as I was saying, fuck, bro, Sam, anything from last week that you wanted to talk about before we move on to the following week?
Good Thanksgiving slate games. I'll give credit where credit is due. I like to beat up on the NFL, but that was a good slate of Thanksgiving games. All of them. I enjoyed every single one of them. Hold
on, Sam. Hold on 1 second. Please reread your comment and then explain that to me, because I don't know what that says.
I think he's trying to say that it's hat and t-shirt day next week, so that means they could clinch the division next week. So that makes it a playoff game, but it's not a playoff game until it's a playoff game. Like,
because
it doesn't matter if you get a hat and a t-shirt. Bills have had 5 hats and t-shirts in the past 5 years. We're not concerned about a hat and t-shirt day.
Oh, so
It's not a playoff game until it's a playoff game. You're
So
not
we hanging
facing Patrick
banners.
Mahomes and Travis Kelce coming into your home until that happens. It doesn't matter what happens next week. It's a completely different animal.
So he's saying we're hanging banners for winning the division now. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
Oh, nice. It's a classic
Listen.
Patriots move.
The next time the Jets win the AFC East, I'll hang 1 million banners. I'll be ecstatic next time.
You got about 12 years for that, bud.
Mafia, the way you don't have to get so wordy with it. Just do the bad guy on the opposite team in all the movies we grew up watching. I guess we'll see, won't we, Griff? Like, push the ball into his chest.
Sam,
on, boys, we're outta here.
saying great Thanksgiving slate, and it was a very good Thanksgiving slate. I think those 3
enjoyed
games were very good.
Yeah, I had a good time watching those games. I felt watching the Eagles and the Bears, though enjoyable, I saw a lot of missed. Oh God, here we go. Dick measuring contest. Anyway, so wonderful. But I mean, there was just a lot of missed passes to wide open receivers from both quarterbacks, from Hurts and Caleb Williams. And of course, I said something about that on my TikTok. Can you imagine how well that went over in Bears Nation? Not good. The answer is not good. Anyway, so, but I mean, other than that, like last week, I can't really complain. Other than I thought Carolina winning was great. I don't want to bring this up too much. Hot take. What is Abdul Carter doing in the middle of meetings, my man? What are we doing?
Watching porn, bud. Fucking bro. So let me tell you why I got aggravated, right? So
he's watching cheeks getting clapped.
Okay. So that fake account, Wesley, whatever his name is, right? Posts that Abdul Carter gets benched for the first quarter or whatever it was for watching porn in a team meeting, and then fucking Underdog goes and posts saying Abdul Carter is now starting in the game with parentheses around it, pornography. I'm like, what? Like, you're a $1 million account and you're posting something from a fake account. Like, are we serious right now?
I wanted his like phone to connect to somebody's Bluetooth, and all of a sudden it was like, "What are you doing, step bro?" Like,
Like,
this
it makes
one random
no
player
sense.
with his headphones on.
But what really happened though, supposedly through the news and through the scouts that are part of the Giants team and stuff, is he's supposedly not paying attention in the film room and like just doing things that he shouldn't be doing. But so he's been benched 4 times already this year, twice from Daboll and now twice from Kafka. So
rough.
I mean, he's a great player, bro. It's just, you got to get your shit together.
Yeah,
This
is the Pac-Man Jones mentality, right? He was great for us too, but he, was a freaking idiot. Reporters walked up to him one time when he's at his locker, and before they say anything, they're like, "Hey, Pac-Man," he goes, "I don't know nothing about the cockfight." That's the first words out of his mouth, and everybody goes, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, okay. What's going on, guys?" Like, that's the kind of thing you're dealing with. You got to get it under control.
Wasn't Abdul Carter also disciplined for like just being late to a few meetings?
Yeah, that too, bro. Like he's got that I don't care mentality, and he's got to break that. Yeah,
Brian Burns was making comments just like he's like, I'm trying to get it through to him, like trying to be a good mentor. I mean, Brian Burns is as good a mentor as any, so hopefully he can turn this around for him so it doesn't become a reoccurring issue.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed last week's slate of games. Felt bad for the Vikings. I didn't know Will Levis played for the Vikings, but apparently he does. I mean, just that was rough. oof, I started having like PTSD middle watching it. I was like, not again, not again. But anyway, yeah, I thought last week was one of the best weeks in football, to be honest with you. Lots of close games, only just a couple of blowouts. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
So on to week 14, boys. We're here.
We're on the Cincinnati. We're on the Cincinnati.
Last 5 games
Week
of the
14.
season.
Yeah, we're on Cincinnati.
This football season has flown by. Normally my season ended back in October, right before Halloween.
Has it flown by? Because I feel it's like a long, dragging, like I'm holding on to the back of the car.
Well,
Sam,
the thing is, with me, you, and Hate First, our season is drag.
Right.
We're in misery.
Oh, don't include me in this. The Jets still have a 6% chance to make the
Oh my
playoffs.
god! We'll take that 6%
They're not
chance.
eliminated yet. They're not
Take that
eliminated yet.
6% chance.
Maybe next week I'll be a part of your guys' group. We're still in playoff contention until we're mathematically eliminated.
Well, you're
Contention is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Contention is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
in my eyes, you're mathematically eliminated.
You hear that hot take?
So.
He doesn't want to hang out with us. He thinks he's too cool.
That's that Long Island, New York.
Yeah,
attitude.
yeah. It's
You know
a
what I mean?
damn. But they don't talk that shit in
Well,
Staten Island. You hear me? Yeah.
We don't claim the Long Islanders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's one of them. He's one of them Bindenhurst boys. One of the Bindenhurst. I need to go to bed. Why do I keep coming here?
All right. Quick predictions, quick thoughts. Caleb, we'll start with you.
Can't do that for me. Sorry.
Dolphins, Jets. Who wins?
What?
Dolphins, Jets.
Dolphins have to win to get to.
Jets.
Jets, I'll give it 50%.
Mafia.
Just because Hate First is here, I'm going to pick the Jets.
Oh.
Hate First with your 6% bullshit.
Just to keep those playoff hopes alive, I'll pick the Jets.
The Jets are going to win, and their playoff chance is going to go from 6 to 6.5%.
I swear to God, bro. I really thought you were going to say 6-7, and I was going to jump through this fucking camera. I swear to God. Okay.
I think the Jets get revenge on the Dolphins for that.
Miami does not like the cold. Let's go Jets.
Yep.
I mean, who does like the cold? Let's be real here.
I mean, I kind of like it. Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
yeah.
We're making it work. We're making it work.
Says the people that live in states that snow. Thank God.
What's snow? I wish. What's that? I got sleet. That's all I get.
Steelers, Ravens, Sam.
Wolf. Boy, I think the Ravens rebound here. I think that team is way too talented. What a catch and run. I think that team's way too talented. They got to bounce back here, and we're getting really desperate between these two teams. But I just feel like there's more star power on the Ravens than there is Pittsburgh at the moment. So I'm going to go Ravens.
Hey, first.
Don't feel great about it, though.
I think the Ravens are going to win. I think the Steelers are an absolute mess right now. So give me the Ravens.
Definitely, yeah.
Caleb?
Ravens, I got to pick against my team here. They look like a mess here, Ravens.
Mafia?
Yeah, to me, it's just two teams kind of heading in the opposite direction. So I'll take the Ravens here.
Ships that pass in the night.
I wanted to bring up this comment from Griff earlier. No one in the North deserves a playoff spot, right? And I saved this comment because how many times have we seen teams with a losing record in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Happens all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We've seen it throughout the years. We've seen it in the NFC West with those teams for a very long time. We've seen it, in the AFC South, the NFC South.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We've seen it multiple times year in and year out. So, and I've always said it should always be the top 7 teams, no matter what division, no matter what it is. Top 7 teams from both AFC and NFC side, right? So we're going to talk about this for a second because I wanted to bring this up earlier, but this is a perfect time to bring it up. Do you agree with that, or do you think that's something they shouldn't do? And Sam, we'll start with you on that.
Gee whiz. Go to hate first. I'm not sure. I'll be honest.
I hate when you fucking do that.
I'm sorry. I've already one pot in. My dad's running for district attorney. It's a big night for me. Big night.
You're about to be connected with the president. Nice.
El Presidente of Sumner County, Tennessee. Yeah, living large, baby.
I got some thoughts. So I do think that there has to be some sort of reward for winning the division. So I do think it should be the four division winners and the 3 wild cards, but then they should seed it by record after that. So if you have like a division winner who's like 8 and 9, let's say, they'd be the 7th seed. And then if you have a wild card, like the Vikings last year, they were like 14 and 4.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
The 2 seed, like they would have been the 2 seed last year instead of the 5 seed. So I think that it's still getting the division winners an automatic playoff bid, but they're getting penalized for not having a better record than some of the wild card teams.
Yeah.
Mafia.
Yeah, I agree. I think winning a division, like that's what makes these division games so exciting. Is you're trying to win your division. I don't think that should get you a top 4 spot automatically. I don't like that rule. I think you go into the pool of the 7 qualifying teams at that point, and then it's record based. So I agree with hate first. Every division winner gets in, but just because you won the division doesn't guarantee you a top 4 spot on top of that.
And home field too.
Exactly. That's yeah.
Hey, be careful.
But without that, we wouldn't have had the Beast Quake. So, I don't.
Be careful, hate first. Mafia is trying to, get on your good side. That's when the dagger comes in. Just, right there. I've seen this movie.
We're united in the Patriots hatred. So,
okay.
There's lots of crossover there.
Yeah, you got the guns pointing at each other. I don't like you. You don't like me. But
the enemy of my enemy.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Caleb, you got any thoughts on that? The playoff?
Yeah, I agree with Hayper. They win the division, not have more wins than the other team in the play. They should be penalized.
Sam, you ready now?
I'm sorry. What was the question? No, I'm just kidding. I'll go hate first. I'm with hate first. It's hard for me to really think out these things. I'm all in football mode, but to actually ponder on it, I think what hate first said made a lot of sense. So I'll swing with my buddy Jets fan down there. The bottom level is holding it down. The pillars of this show.
Well, go ahead and continue. Saints, Bucks.
Bucks. Nah, it's not a hard decision for me at all. Bucks.
Hate first.
Bucks. I don't think the Saints win a game the rest of the year.
I think what's his name's back too.
I'm changing my pick, and I am now picking the Saints because hate first said that they're not going to win another game.
See, I told you hate first. I betrayed you, hate first. Betrayed you. There it is.
That's just a callback to my Carolina Panthers take.
Oh,
Caleb.
Bucks.
Colts, Jags, Caleb.
Jags.
Mafia.
I'll take the Colts.
Hate first.
I'm gonna take the Jags. I think to Sam's disdain, I think that Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to look like a decent quarterback. That's as far as I'll go for now. So
decent. Okay, I can give you decent. I'll give you decent. That's it. All right.
Sam.
Colts have not won in Jacksonville in a very long time. Jacksonville's going to win the game until proven otherwise. I had to pick Jacksonville.
This actually might be the shit bowl of the year.
No, that's in Cleveland on Sunday. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the game I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still talking about Colts and Jags. I was like, weird, but all right, cool.
Titans, Browns, Sam.
Oh God, Browns. Browns. Myles Garrett is going to break the season's single sack record and the single game sack record in one game. It's going to be great. I'm going to love it and cry bitterly into my drink.
You might have to take Cam Ward out on a stretcher after this one.
Yeah, pray for your boy.
I think the Browns win. This is going to be low scoring though.
I got to hear, and then I have to hear. You should have taken Sanders. Look at him; he's so good. Look at Sanders.
Mafia.
Yeah, I'll go with Cleveland. I think Shedeur is a little bit better than we were giving him credit for. I was one of the people saying that he wasn't that good of a quarterback. That's for sure, but he seems to be doing okay, and that Browns defense is really good. So I'm a defensive first kind of guy, so I'll take Cleveland.
Caleb?
Brown.
Is it an upset if you pick the Titans here?
Yeah, it's upset.
It's 1-40 playing 1-40. I don't think there's an upset either way.
It's an upset for me. But listen, if we somehow win this game, I'm going to be the Emperor from Star Wars laughing around my house. I'll probably record it for you all.
I think the only upset would be the fans who lose out on the first overall pick.
Overall draft pick.
They'll be upset that they lose a first overall draft pick.
Now we're picking number 2. We couldn't trade with somebody at all. Give me a break. Lord have mercy.
Caleb, Commanders or Vikings?
Commander.
Mafia.
Oh, Vikings.
Yeah, Commanders. I don't think 9 is all that good. So
9.
Yeah,
hey, first.
It's NEIN, not NINE.
The band? Oh,
yeah. I think the Commanders win. I think I don't call them 9. I call them 0.09.
Like a blood alcohol level. Lovely. Yeah. As much as it pains me to swing where Mariota is, I'll do it anyway. Goodness gracious!
Seahawks,
what kind of world
Falcons.
are we living in?
Sam, Seahawks, Falcons.
Oh, Seahawks. Yeah, no, Falcons are dead. They're dead, homie. They're gone.
Hey, first.
Seahawks, multiple touchdown game.
I have to support my fellow Sam Darnold. So,
Mafia.
Yeah, I'll take Seahawks here.
that a boy.
Caleb.
Seahawks.
Look at that. Kumbaya across the board.
Who said across the board?
I mean, you're the host. You don't count.
What?
You were mean to me earlier, so I'm being mean back.
Is this your upset pick? Hot take?
Yeah. I just did. I wanted to save it, but yeah.
Yeah, you were going to save it for your weird intro with the weird noise and everything. with the Abdul Carter noise. Here comes the hot take.
I should change that to that. I swear. Caleb, Bengals, Bills.
Oh, what a play.
Caleb, Bengals, Bills.
Bill.
Mafia.
Mafia intimidated him. That's the only reason he picked him.
Who?
I'm taking the Bills this week.
You're just taking the Bills this week?
Just take him.
Nice. Hey, first.
That defense in Cincinnati's bad, man.
It is. It is not good.
Hey,
I
first.
think the Bills' defense is a little bit on the not great side as well, especially their secondary at times. So I think Burrow gets another big win, and I think the Bengals start to make it real interesting in that division.
Sam?
I think it goes to overtime. I think it's tight, but in the end, Joey B wins.
Oh.
Oh, I'm a lone wolf here, all by myself.
Oh, Homer take.
Wait,
Homer take.
Hey, first said Bengals?
I said Bengals. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I
Beats
thought I was going to be the
Bears,
only one.
Battlestar Galactica.
Honestly, I think Josh Allen throws 2 interceptions and the Bengals win by 10.
Oh. Does that mean Mafia won't be on the show next Thursday?
No. Mafia's always on the show. Unless he's got a random softball game he's got to go play.
Except when he's not.
Broncos, Raiders, Sam.
Oh, Broncos. Even if it's just in the fourth quarter, Broncos. Young Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, Bo Nix is going to get it done.
The Broncos are gonna win, but it's gonna be just as ugly as the last Broncos Raiders game. It's gonna be like 17-13 or some crap.
It's gonna be gross.
Mafia.
Yeah, I'll take Broncos.
Caleb.
Broncos.
Bears, Packers, Caleb.
Oh,
Bears.
there it is. Oh, here we go.
Mafia.
I'll go Bears. I'll pick the Bears in this one. I think it's going to be a tight game. But I like Ben Johnson as a coach. I like kind of some of the trick plays and the how creative he gets in the play calling, and if they can run the ball like they did like they did there last week, I think they're a tough team to stop. They're the best defense at taking the ball away, and I mean it is Toyotathon Jordan Love, so we don't really know. He might be really efficient this week, but
Toyotathon Jordan Love.
I think I ultimately I think it's going to be the Bears who win.
Oh, shoot!
Hey, first.
I'm gonna take the Packers. I think the Bears keep it interesting.
Sam.
Bears will definitely keep it interesting, but historically, the Packers the words of Aaron Rodgers, they own you. So they're going to be ready for this game, and the cheese takes it.
Oh, man. I think the Packers win that one, man, at home.
Yeah.
I really do think so.
Matt LaFleur's found his balls again. So
Rams, Cardinals, Sam.
Oh God. This is hey, look at the flowers game for the Cardinals. Matt Stafford's pissed off that he lost in Carolina. Fires that howitzer and gets right back on track. Rams win it big.
Hey, first.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't do it. Hate first.
I think the Rams
Okay. That slight pause. I was like, don't do this. Hate first. Don't.
No,
don't do this.
so I think the Rams win, but I think it's like not like as much of a. I think it'll be like closer than a lot of people think.
Does Jacoby Brissett get 48 passes completed?
Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, there's no team I'm more disappointed in this year than the Arizona Cardinals. I feel like I've said that a couple
I'm
times.
so shocked, really. I
thought they were going to be a lot better than they are. So, but I mean, like I said earlier, I think Rams are the class of the NFC. I think they steamroll the Cardinals.
Caleb.
Ram.
Dodge
Texas.
Ram? Yeah, it's a good truck.
Sam, shut up. Texans, Chiefs, Caleb.
Chiefs.
Mafia.
This one, I think this one is tough.
It is very difficult.
Chiefs backs are up against the wall here, and that's not it's not a time to be picking against the Chiefs when they're in this kind of a situation. So I'll
At
lean
home.
Chiefs here. Slight lean towards the Chiefs. For me, it's really close to a 50-50, but I'll lean slightly to the Chiefs.
It's a 3-point swing too. So
yeah.
Hey, first.
I agree with what Mafia said, but I'm picking the Texans. I think the Chiefs season ends this weekend. At least I really hope it does.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh my
But
God.
what I want to see and what I think will happen are two different things.
What I want to see is Pat Mahomes looking like Josh Allen did against the Texans, just getting blown up every play.
I thought you guys were allies. What the hell? Anyway.
Sam, Texans, Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs here, even with 3 backup offensive linemen. Mahomes is still Mahomes. There's going to be something that he's going to do. It might be hero ball, it might be whatever. But I'll tell you what, I'll think differently of Mahomes if he loses this game. If he loses it.
Monday night game. No Jalen Carter. Eagles, Chargers. Sam.
I think something's wrong in Philly. I've called them the powder keg on this show before. I think it's about to explode. So, Chargers.
Hey, first.
I think the Chargers win, and A.J. Brown has like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Who's throwing him the ball? Oh, I'm just kidding. No.
Mafia.
I'll go Eagles here. As little faith as I have in Jalen Hurts, I have even less in Justin Herbert. So
Herbert.
He's not playing.
Yeah. Well, we don't know, but yeah, it's most likely it's that poor guy from the San Francisco. What's his name? You know, the guy that was like backup. Oh shoot,
Trey Lance?
Trey Lance.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
well, if it's Trey Lance, then it's 100% chance going to be the Eagles to win the game.
I love you, Trey. Don't listen to him.
Caleb. Eagles,
He don't
Chargers.
mean. He
I
don't
got
mean it.
Chargers.
Well, I think the Chargers win that game. But you boys know what time it is.
Time for the hot takes.
It's Sam's favorite animation. You want to hear it again, Sam?
No.
Time for the hot takes.
Damn you, sir. Damn you.
You can't do it. You can't do a hot take without a hot take. So
It's something
Spit it
about
out.
the computer generated voice. It just throws me off so bad.
spit your hot take out when you got it.
All right. I will say that Jacksonville absolutely dominates the Colts, and they don't even score a touchdown. They just get field goals.
So you think the Colts just dominate them?
No, I think Jacksonville dominates.
Oh, you think Jags dominate?
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
Colts won't even score. They'll just kick field goals. They won't be able to score touchdowns.
Misunderstood that.
Mhm.
Hey,
You did,
first.
but I forgive you.
It's all good. Hey, first, Mafia, Caleb, hot
You
take.
can't see I'm putting a heart over your screen.
I got mine. This is a homer hot take.
Oh,
I think that A.D. Mitchell follows up last week's game with another 100-yard game with a touchdown.
Mafia.
The forgotten piece of that trade that, you know, people were saying, just throw him in there. The Colts don't want him. I think his confidence is high in New York.
Mafia.
I will say that similar to Hate First, I got a little bit of a homer pick as well, and I'll say that Houston game that Buffalo had is the last game that the Buffalo Bills are going to lose this season. I think last week they turned it around. They proved the style of football that they want to play. They're going to keep continuing that style of football. They're going to prove it again on Sunday, and I think they just go the rest of the season onto a Super Bowl championship.
Oh, hot take hates it. Look at him. He's hurting. He's hurting deep down inside. Look at the pain. One teardrop down the left eye.
Caleb.
I think they're going to dominate, but the Falcons.
Well, since my my hot take got spilled earlier, I think the Falcons beat the Hawks this week. So, but Falcons are at home playing spoiler. Why not take that chance, right?
I'm okay with it. It's okay. I even forgot you said it, so I'm completely shocked.
Well,
all I do is love
14
you, and you just hurt me. I don't get it.
14 weeks in, boys. I need your
Sweet
MVP.
merciful God.
I need your MVPs. If the season were to end, MVP right now, Sam.
It's still Matt Stafford. I'm not backing off of him. I'm loyal.
Hey,
I am
first.
loyal.
I agree. It's still Matt Stafford. He had a bad game, but he's at 32 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and he's over
Monster.
3,000 yards.
Monster.
So he's he's still the MVP far and away for me.
Mafia.
Yeah, I'll still say Stafford. I don't think Drake May's too far behind him, just because of what he's been able to do for the turning that Patriots organization kind of around. But I think it's Matthew Stafford's to lose at this point.
Caleb.
Stafford.
Offensive Player of the Year. Caleb. Caleb.
What? That's a Stafford.
No, Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive play. Oh, yeah, then.
Mafia.
Yeah, JSN for me. Taylor had a great start to the season, but I just think what JSN has been able to do the past couple of weeks has turned the tides a little bit. So I'll go JSN.
Hey, first.
I think it's easily JSN right now, but I feel like a lot of people forget that Christian McCaffrey he's at 800 rushing and receiving yards. I think he has a shot to do the 1,000. I don't know the last player to do that. I know Matt Forte did it back in the day, but
I think McCaffrey was the last one to do it too. I think his first year in San Fran or his last year in Carolina, one of those years he had 1,000.
Okay, yeah. I think he's on pace for that. So while I agree, JSN is far and away, maybe not far and away. He is the offensive player of the year right now. I think Christian McCaffrey can easily take that from him if he keeps it up.
Sam?
I'm with everybody else. JSN, I love McCaffrey. I even liked JT at one time, but things are kind of swinging. But yeah, I think JSN, what he has done is just absolutely incredible. So JSN for me.
Coach of the Year. Sam.
I
know you want to say it so bad. Go ahead and say it.
Hot Take City. Anyway, Mike Vrabel.
Hey, first.
Yeah, I think it's Mike Vrabel now.
Damn his eyes.
But I think if the Colts can find a way to turn it around and get back on track, I think Shane Steichen has a good shot. I mean, at 7-1, he was the favorite, I'm sure, but I think it's Vrabel now that they've kind of taken a slide a little bit.
Mafia.
What's his name? I'll go with Brian Callahan. Was that his name? Yeah, I'll pick him.
I will shoot you in the face. And he's unemployed, so you can't pick him. Nice try, Bills man.
No, it's Vrabel. It's Vrabel.
That's painful enough. Trust me, you're still hurting.
Caleb, Coach of the Year.
Still hurting me.
Vrabel.
Nice.
Vrabel. I made you out.
Well, it's that time, boys. Anything that we didn't talk about, that we should have talked about, that needs to be talked about.
Our feelings.
No, no one cares about your feelings.
That's not true. Hate First does. He told me not to bring it out in public, but he cares.
No, I don't think he does.
Just a little bit.
Anything we're looking forward to this week that we want to see, that we don't want to see?
I mean, I want to see James Cook, continue this great season that he's already, kind of put together here. Myself included, none of us mentioned him as any of these.
That's game.
Offensive player of the year kind of things, but he's having an unreal season. He continues to kind of fly under the radar, and I just hope that he keeps putting up these kind of games and keeps staying under the radar. That's what I want to see.
Anyone else?
I already mentioned it, but I'm looking forward to a nice hate watch of the Chiefs. Potentially see the dynasty ball this weekend.
Sam, Caleb, anything?
I'm kind of with Hate First there. Really thinking about it. Yeah. them going down would be crazy. And sometimes these things happen and you don't get back up afterwards. So we'll see.
Anything, Caleb?
I'm looking forward to see the Monday night game.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
Mhm.
Well, boys, I think that wraps up this week's show. Sam, tell the people where they can find you at and what you got going on.
In hate first DMs, first of all. Second of all, I threw him off there. He was so stoic. I'm gonna be on Fanboys Unleashed every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Gonna talk NFL, the storylines going on, Abdul Carter search history, and I will be on Sunday evening at 8:30 p.m. to do after game takes, breaking down the rest of this Titans game and then the rest of the NFL games as well. So feel free to catch me there. Follow me on X.
Hey, first.
Hey,
you can
watch. Hey, watch. Hey, watch. Hey, watch.
You can find me the same name as my display name there, Hate First Sports. You can find me on X. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. I'll be live on TikTok this Sunday at noon Eastern time, previewing the Jets Dolphins game. So yeah, that's when you'll see me live next. Also follow the TikTok. I post stupid videos that mostly just me wallowing in self-pity about the Jets. But yeah, would appreciate a follow.
Mafia.
Yeah, on all social media, I'm at Mafia Members Pod. Check me out on X, YouTube. Yeah, I'll be. I try and come back on this show as many times as you guys will have me, and yeah, I just kind of that's where you can find me, and I just kind of post there whenever I can.
Caleb.
You can find me on X on Caleb Panda Boss, and that's it.
Well, boys, you know where to find me at. Username right there,
Yeah,
Hot Take City 90.
Mhm.
Sam, zip it. At Hot Take City 904. You can follow our Sports Podium page at 224 on YouTube, X, and TikTok. I appreciate you boys for joining me. It's always a pleasure having y'all on. Until next week.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.